Hello and welcome to my review on Transformers Robots in Disguise 2001 Build Team. Now here they all are. We have Hightower, Heavyload, and then Wedge and Gimlock. Now these guys are all part of Landfill, and they are quite cool individuals. Now they're very colorful too. But first of all, we'll take a quick look at Hightower. He's just a little crane. Has a lot of silver on him, and he rolls very well. And we have a small little crane on here that flips out with a turret, which is more for combined mode, but still, nice figure. Now to transform this guy, you're going to want to start by removing it. Yeah, parts forming, but it's part of the design, so not a big deal. Then we can take these legs, split them apart, and then extend them. Make sure we don't pop them out of the hinge here. That's for combine mode. Then rotate these, bring down the arm, and then the fist, rotate 90 degrees, and there you have an arm all done. And then you have the same thing on the other side. Just position those how you like, and then we can take these feet and bring them up. And we can go up into the back and just simply rotate the heels down. Now, we come back with this piece here. Then we plug it into the back of this connector port here. And then we fold down this piece and snap it in, rotate it, and there's Hightower's head. So cool. And then if we come to the back here, we can remove this thing here, or we can take this, and there is a gun that is stored in it. It just clips on to those little two brackets right there. We can fold that back up, and we can give him his little blaster. So here's Hightower, and for articulation, pretty simple. Just this ball joint there, which can go in and out, so you have like a butterfly joint there. Nice elbow joint, which is also a ball joint. It's got the swiveling. And then you have a hinge at the fist, which really doesn't help much at all. Then rotation at the head. And kick up over 90, back over 90. And then you kick out only that far. You can go in and out a little bit. Then we have a 90-degree knee bend. And nothing really at the toe other than a hinge here, but it's so flat anyway, it really doesn't do anything. So there he is in his cute little robot mode. Next, we will take a look at Heavyload. He's a nice dump truck, and we can dump anything out that we would like. And he is definitely a very convincing dump truck. It's a lot of silver. You have the caution paint here, some blues, just a real gorgeous figure. And I love this color yellow too. It's just very, all these guys are very vibrant, which is really unique for a combiner like this. Now for transformation for this guy was pretty much the same as Hightower's, so I won't go over anything. Oh, his arm just popped off. That's never happened before. I think that's because there's a little tab that's one thing that's different. Is there's a little tab that goes in right here into the side of his arm, or his leg, so you have to be careful there. And this one, for some reason, on mine's a little tight. And then we can bring these back up. I'll rotate the arms, bring them out. And that's where it's all the same. Here's where things get different. So, in order to transform this guy, we're going to need to swivel this whole thing around. Like so. Make sure that's back, and then bring this whole section down. Then rotate this and bring out his head. And yes, he has a butt chin. That's what I like to call it. A little split in between his chin. That's a butt chin in my eyes. So there he is. Oh yeah, and of course, can't forget those heels. And then you can take what used to be the dump of the truck. You can take that, and he's got a little claw thing, and that can go right into his arm. Definitely a little big for him, but that is a-okay. So same articulation that Hightower has, so I won't go over that. Next off, we have Gimlock, which is not a dinosaur. He is an excavator. And for some reason, he can't quite reach down to the ground, so not a very useful excavator. But we do have a nice swivel here, too. So it's definitely very convincing. Let me see if I can get this out. Now taking a look at this guy, he's without the scoop. We got nice green treads here. Kind of reminds me of Scavenger from Devastator. I think. Then transform this guy, bring these out, and then come back to here, and we're gonna have to pop this combiner joint out like that, and then rotate it down 90 degrees at the ball joint and at the hinge, and then rotate these down, and then we will collapse them in like that. So that is how you want to have the legs. A little confusing at first, but you get the hang of it. Then switch around the cab, and then we can take these and bring them out, and then there's a little claw there, so just bring that out. And this one's a little tricky because it's in there more, but they give you a nice little ridge that you can put your nail on to pry it up. And then open these up, flip out the arms, bring them back, then rotate the head a full 180, bring that back down, and then we can just start getting this guy all configured out. And his arms are a little weird, just a little awkward, because it bends there and also bends there. He doesn't really have proper hands, so he's definitely he's a more interesting one out of the four for sure. And then for this guy, his legs, just extend them, rotate, and then take out these little pieces here. And there's nothing on the heel, so that is it for Gimlock. There we go. Stand them up. Now, sadly, for his claw, you really can't do much with it. It just goes on his back. But there is a little thing on here. I'll pry it out here. There. There's a little grabby arm that's spring-loaded. So that's quite interesting. And as you can see on the back here, we got 3 tabs. You can put it here, here, here. I don't like putting it on the head. That looks a little weird. So I'll just put it on that side. And there is Gimlock. Now, for my favorite one out of the 3, just because I liked him in the cartoon the most, we have Wedge. Now, this guy is a little smaller than the rest, which is a little weird, but we're sure used to that with a Cliff Jumper, because I believe back in the day, these were all the same price, and Wedge was the smallest, so, but it's not the first time Hasbro's done that. And then we can, for transformation, as I've already started, we just kind of fold these hinges out in that direction. Then we can come to the legs, and these can split open. And we'll just rotate these down, but be careful to flip these up so you don't pop them off. Rotate, and extend all the way, and then extend the foot. And just do the same thing on the other side. It's got a nice, strong knee bend. Next, we want to untab these plows, extend the piece up, and then rotate, and that will expose his hand. Just do the same thing on the other side. And then we can come to the back here, and then this opens up, and we can take out Wedge's beautiful little head. There's Wedge. And then this gun has 2 barrels. You can fold them out, and there's just a tab. Goes right there. And you can set him down. He does have a little bit of a hard time standing, since he has no heels, basically. So, trying to get him to stand can be a nightmare. There we go. And we'll bring you back in Hightower, Heavyload, and of course, Gimlock. Now, obviously, this is not all they can do, as they can combine. So, in order to get them to combine mode, I'm going to quick switch all these guys back into their vehicle modes, and we'll go from there. There's one. Almost fell off. There's 2, 3, and 4. So now I will go over how to combine them. First, we'll start with Wedge. And we can take these and split them. And then rotate them out. And then bring them up like this. Then we can take this piece and then swivel it up. And it may come untabbed from these 2 side pieces. Well, it's super easy to plug in. It's just got 2 tabs. And then we can do that. And for his head, we bring this up and we get a epic head reveal. Oh, look at that thing. It's a little flat, but for how wide it is, it's kind of rectangular. But still a real nice head sculpt. Oh, I don't know why the eyes are painted in like a black. Kind of gives them like a dead look to them, but that is a-okay. Now we're going to start by doing Gimlock here. And we're going to make him the arms. So that it'll be 2 guys that are legs and then 1 guy that would be the arms. So to transform this guy, we're going to want to take this claw mode, the claw off. And then open this up. And here is the combine mode joint right there. So we'll just bring this around. And then we will bring this joint down. And then we can just simply rotate this. And then bring it up like that. So it will be orientated like so. And then bring this forward. And then this will be his arm. And then we can extend this. And then open up the hand. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then for the back here, it gets a little confusing. But we're basically just going to bring these to the side. And then kind of orientate them like that. And that will be him all done. Now for these guys, super simple. We can just take this off and then bring this all the way up. And just make sure the point without any screws is facing this way. And then bend them like that. And then we got to undo these feet here. Bring down the front foot. And there's 1 leg. Same thing with Heavyload. Just take that off. And then we will bring down the opposite foot. Oh, on the other side here. Bring down that foot. And then take out the combiner joint. And this just folds all the way up. And then we can rotate this. Make sure it's facing this way. And just rotate it. Just get it all configured correctly. It'll look something like that. And then there we go. There is Heavyload. Now to combine all 3, we're going to take these 2 and plug them in like that. We're going to take Gimlock and plug them in. And now we have that trifecta going on. And then we can take this guy, and there's some ports here. And 3 ports going right in there. The 3 prongs. You gotta put it at an angle, rotate it, and then there's a little peg right here. That's gonna go into that hole right there. So if you have everything lined up just right, then it can go together just like so. And there is Landfill in his robot mode, or his combined mode. And we can take all of these bits and we can plug them into his arms here. And what I like to do with the this bucket here is I like to put it on here like this and act like as it's a shield. That one doesn't go in there. There's really not much you can do with it. Oh yeah, it goes like this is how I do it. There we go. Couldn't figure that out there for a second there, but and you can put these weapons however you like. They're just a 5mm port. So there's one configuration with Gimlock on the top. Now I'm gonna take them all apart and we'll do the second. So we'll just take all these weapons off. And you can take out Hightower's pistol and use it too, but I feel like that gun's just a little too small for these guys. And we can just do that. And then you can keep these all together and then just rotate them. Like so, but it's a lot easier if they're separate. But if you wanted to, and you were determined, you could transform them together, which would just be a little bit harder than just transform them separate, but you just have it something like this, and then you transform them all. But we're not going to do that, because that's just a pain. We're going to transform them individually, and we're going to keep this guy as a foot, but we're just going to switch them around here. So I'm going to bring down this one, that one up. Now for Heavyload here, we're going to do quite a bit different. We're going to bring these up and around, get them out of the way, and we're going to take these legs, and these are what are going to become the arms. So just make sure the things are rotated down, bring this around, and then this comes forward, bring this down, fold this up, and then we can extend the legs again, and these can come down. You fold this up like that, and you can also fold it out the other wheel. So we just get them all done like that, and just extend the other leg, and there we pretty much have them all done, just like so. Now for Gimlock, we're pretty much just going to transform him back into his excavator mode. Forgot what that machine was called for a second. Not much else to it other than doing that and then flipping out the combine port. Now this guy is a little weird because there's no real easy way to have him combined in this mode and have him stand up equally to the other one. And I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. The feet are just uneven, so it makes it really hard to get him to stand up perfectly upright. And it's just kind of a pain. But we just finish doing this real quick. There we go. There we go. And if you rotate this down and then plug him back in, he's going to be a little lopsided. It's hard to tell right here, but once you have them combined together, you can kind of see how it's a little lopsided. So I'll just plug these guys back in. But you can see how he's at a little bit of an angle here. You're going to have to just put the leg out further. It doesn't really sit that well. Now for Heavyload here, just the same thing. Plug it in the angle, bring it to the side, and then there's two little pegs right there and there that plug into this gray section. And then we can rotate that all around. There we go. There we have landfill in his buy mode with heavy load on top. Now, again, you can just take all the weapons that you want and simply plug them into the arms here. And we can put this wherever it fits. Yeah, it's a little tricky, but you can find a configuration that works for you. But there he is. Now we'll do the last configuration here. And for posability, it's all the same with each one of the top guys. There's just a bend at the knee here for all of them, and then a ball joint here, a low joint there, and Gimlock's about the same too. So, and there's not really much you can do with the posability of these guys, so you kind of just keep them the way they are. Now I'll transform Heavyload back into his leg mode. Here he is in his leg mode. And we just slip around the combined port here. And we got the legs all configured into combined mode. Now for Hightower, it is much the same as Heavyload for the transformation. So we just bring everything out, open this up, fold out the heel, fold out the wheel, fold in the foot, form that hand. And I'll just ratchet super nicely into place. And then just bring these forward. There we go. I forgot we gotta bring this combiner joint down. Just like so. And then we can finally just take this, bring it in, get this centered, and we'll do the same thing as we did with Heavyload. Just bring it, rotate it, plug it in, and there we go. There he is in his Hightower configuration. And we'll just put this back on here. And then we also have this piece, which we can just put on top right here. And we will put, let's get this out. We'll put the green excavator scoop on the right hand side. And I'll do his sniper rifle, as I like to call it, on the left. And let's just get this guy all suited up. Just bring this out one. Try and get this guy standing up or upright here. That's why Gimlock, I don't like having being that her leg, because he's just really awkward. But anyway, so that's it for this guy. Definitely one of the cooler RAD figures, and there are a lot of cool ones. I still want to get a Megatron. I do want to get a Rail Racer, but they go for so much. It's like if you want a decent one that has all the parts, it's at least gonna run you like $200. So I might get that one in the future, but for now, I'm happy with my landfill. Now, this has been it for my video, and see you guys later. Peace out.